Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I contour using the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit in Deep. And I'm also going to be showing you how I set that cream highlight and contour with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Powder Contour Kit. So this is going to be a talk through. I am going to tell you guys, in detail how I use this and why I use the colors that I do and the method that I use and things like that. So if you want to see how I highlight and contour using this new kit, then just keep on watching. So I zoomed you guys in just a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm going to be doing on my face. I don't have on any foundation right now, so I am going to put on my foundation and show you guys exactly what I do pretty much from start to finish from when I'm doing my actual face makeup. So I'm using the MAC Match Master foundation, and this is in 7.5, and I'm going to be using my beauty blender to apply that. So I like to just take 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and that's enough foundation for me. And I like to just, of course, stick with my beauty blender on to the product and then just blend it on my face. And I am going to have to use a mirror for this. Okay, you guys, so once my foundation is applied, I like to let it sit for at least 5 minutes so that it can really, sink into the skin and meld into my skin before I go in with cream products. So I'm not moving that foundation around and, like stripping away the product that I just put on my face. So I am going to wait at least 5 minutes before I go in with my cream highlight and contour. Okay, you guys, so after my foundation has sat on the skin for a couple of minutes, I'm going to go into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit, and I'm going to be using this shade in the middle, and this is called Warm Coral. No, this is actually just called Coral. And the reason why I'm going to use this shade is because I'm going to counteract any darkness that I have. Usually on deeper complexions, that's typically around the mouth and in the inner corner of the eye, and then the dark circles under the eye. So a coral color is pretty much just going to brighten and liven the complexion, and it's also going to color correct any darkness, dark blue, or anything that you have going on in this area or around the mouth. So I'm just going to take my ring finger and I'm going to get some of the product on my finger, and I'm just going to lightly pat because we don't want to rub away any of our foundation. So we're going to just use a patting motion, and I'm going to just apply that directly where I want it. So as you can see in the inner corner right here, and then just bringing it down directly up under the eye. And these products are really creamy, but they blend into the skin and they do not crease under the eye. I haven't had any problems with creasing. I do set it with a powder, but I haven't had any problems with creasing even when layering the product. So like I said, I'm just going to take that coral color and I'm going to apply it directly on my under eye area in a patting motion. So this coral color is also going to help with my concealer. I won't have to use as much concealer because it's pretty much doing the concealer's job for it. It's covering darkness and it's also brightening. So I won't have to use as much concealer as normal. And then I'm also going to apply it around the mouth area. And as you guys can see, it blends into the skin really nice. There's no huge discoloration between the products. So it's blending right into the skin. Okay, so next from the palette, I'm going to start highlighting. So I'm going to be taking this shade here, and this is Nude. And I'm going to be taking that again on my ring finger. And I'm going to be applying that to my under eye in a triangular motion. And the reason why you want to use a triangular motion is to pretty much lift the face. That's why you want to highlight this area, so it can bring light to this area and really attract attention to this area. So you want to use an upside down triangle motion to really lift the skin. So again, I'm going to pat instead of rubbing so that I don't wipe away any product. And you can see that I'm bringing it in a triangle motion, like so. And these shades are very pigmented. You do not need a lot at all. For this step, I'm going to blend out with my beauty blender. It just makes it a lot easier. And again, I'm using a stippling motion so as not to rub away product. And my beauty blender is damp, by the way. Having your beauty blender damp just helps to blend it out if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar with the beauty blender by now though. And as you can see, my complexion is brighter under my eye than it is the rest of my face. But I am going to add some down the bridge of my nose. And then, of course, a little on my forehead. All of the places that I normally highlight. And again, I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender. And as you can see, these cream products blend out superb, like no effort at all. I'm simply just tapping my beauty blender and they're blending out seamlessly. So that's that for the cream highlighting. And now for my contouring, I'm actually going to take this shade right here, and this is chocolate, and I'm going to be using an angled kabuki brush, and this is actually the shade that I'm going to be using to bronze. So I'm not actually contouring. I'm not going to make like a really straight dark line to chisel out my cheeks. This is actually just going to warm up the skin a little bit. So I'm going to be taking this shade here on the end. So I'm taking this shade here on the end and the brush, and I'm just dipping it into the product. And then I'm going to blend it in this area right here. So as you guys can see, I've like warmed up this side of my face. You can see in comparison. So I've warmed up the skin, and now to actually contour, I'm going to be using the middle shade, which is Espresso, and I'm going to be using this pointed kabuki brush. And this, I'm actually going to use this to make that chiseled straight line, and then I'm going to blend it out when I add my powder contour. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this shade on the brush, on the edge of the brush. And then apply it right here. Like so. So again, I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend that out a little bit so it's not so harsh. Now, as far as my powder contour, Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, I'm going to be using these shades, Banana and espresso. So I'm going to be using banana to actually set everywhere that I highlighted, and then I'm going to be using espresso to go over my contour. So to set banana, I'm actually just using this rounded kabuki brush. I'm just going to dip it into the banana powder and then just apply it to my under eye area and all the other places that I highlighted. And for my contour, I'm going to be using this angled kabuki brush. Now for my nose contour, I usually don't use cream on my nose all the time, but for the sake of this video, I am going to use the cream. I'm going to be using this little pointed angled kabuki brush, and I'm just going to go in with the first shade, which is chocolate, because I don't want my nose contour to be too dark. So I'm just going to go in with that first shade, and then I'm going to use the edge of that brush to place it directly where I want it to be. Like that. And then I'm going to blend out those harsh edges with my beauty blender. And then just to make sure everything is uniform, I'll go and I'll set my nose contour with a bit of powder from the contour kit, and I'm using the same shade, espresso, in the middle. So I just added some blush to my cheeks, and now I'm back to show you guys the actual finished product. So this is how I normally highlight and contour when I'm using cream products. Since I just got this Anastasia Beverly Hills kit in the mail last week, usually I use my Bobbi Brown foundation stick in espresso for my cream contour, and then for my highlight I usually use the LA Girl Pro Concealer or my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. But I mean, these products work just the same. I feel like my highlight and contour actually looks a little bit better than when I was using those products, but to me, the result is pretty much the same. These products are just as easy to use as regular liquid concealer or cream concealers or foundation. If you use foundation to highlight and contour, these kits are actually like pretty foolproof. They make it really easy for you because they're easy to blend. They're a creamy product. You know, they really are kind of foolproof. So this is just my way of highlighting and contouring. I know everybody has a different way to do it, but this is just the way that I do it and the way that I find makes me look how I want to look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. And if you guys want an actual full review on this contour kit, then I can give you guys one after I've used it a bit more. I've only been wearing this cream contour kit for a little less than a week, so I can't give a full review, but I can tell you guys that these products do wear well and they don't crease under the eye even if you do layer them. So if you use one of the color correcting shades and then you go in with the actual concealer shade, I will let you guys know that they do not crease because I layer them. And even with foundation, they work well with my foundation. I have just been using the MAC Match Master, but they do work really well with that foundation. They do work well with powders. They work well with the powder Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. So I mean, they really are good products. They really make it easy to highlight and contour if you've been struggling with it, and it make my skin look flawless. So I actually really do like the kit. But like I said, I've only been using it for a little less than a week, so I can't give a full-on review. But if you guys would like one, then just like this video and leave a comment in the description box. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my demo on how I highlight and contour, and I will see you guys in my next video.